Welcome back to Keep Up channel. Police raid on Epping migrant hotel protester. Suspect is arrested at his home as a ring of steel is put up around two taxpayer-funded asylum seeker centers amid fears of riots. Body cam footage has captured the dramatic moment police arrested a suspect in his living room following violent clashes outside an asylum seeker hotel. Video released by Essex police showed officers telling the man to put his hands up before handcuffing him during the arrest on suspicion of violent disorder in Epping. The man was then led away into a police car to be interviewed, and so detectives could search his home for clothing he wore on July 17, the day of the incident. The arrest of the suspect, aged in his 20s, took place at 5:45 p.m. yesterday when officers visited the property in Harlow. He is now being questioned in custody. In the video issued today, the arresting officer can be heard saying, "Hello mate, you all right? Put your hands up for me mate. You are going to be arrested. You are under arrest for Section 2 violent disorder for an offense that occurred on July 17. So you do not have to say anything, but it may harm your defense if you do not mention when questioned something which you later rely on in court. Anything you do say may be given in evidence. The reason for your arrest is so we can interview you about it and also do post-arrest searches. So we will be searching for items of clothing you were wearing on the day. Understand? So what we're going to do is we're going to sit you down and then have a search around the address under Section 32 of PACE, Police and Criminal Evidence Act. After the man is put into the car, the officer says of a colleague, he's going to come with you. He's going to sit in the back with you. You got to go behind this one. Police said they had been investigating after a protest on July 17 turned violent, and had now made 16 arrests for offenses including violent disorder and criminal damage. The latest person to be charged is Kenneth Blissett, 34, of Harlow, who was charged with theft of police equipment and possession of an offensive weapon. Blissett is on bail and is due to appear at Colchester Magistrates Court on September. Essex Police Assistant Chief Constable Stuart Hooper said today, "We'd promised that we'd continue our investigations into the unacceptable actions of a small number of people who chose to take advantage of peaceful protest to try to cause harm to people in Epping or to property. We've been analyzing footage and we have investigators and trained detectives working on this operation. We are identifying suspects and there will be more arrests in the coming days. Put simply, if you turn up to try to cause trouble, you won't get away with it." The force claimed protesters damaged police vehicles, threw projectiles at officers and injured 8 of them. Detectives also revealed they were trying to speak to Martin P. Graham, 33, who has links to Stansted. He was described as 6 foot tall, of slim build, with short brown hair and facial stubble. The force also wants to speak to Philip Curson, 52, of no last known address. He is 5 feet 8 tall, of stocky build, with short brown hair and full tattoo sleeves on both arms, and tattoos covering the front of his neck. Essex Police last night issued a dispersal order in Epping following the demonstrations outside the Bell Hotel. The order, which is in place from 2 p.m. today until 8 a.m. tomorrow, covers an area including the town centre and transport hubs such as the tube station. It gives officers the power to direct anyone suspected of committing antisocial behavior, or planning to do so, to leave the area or face arrest. It comes after the Chief Constable of Essex Police refused to resign after footage emerged of officers escorting pro-migrant activists to an asylum seeker hotel where violent clashes erupted. Ben Julian Harrington rejected calls from Reform UK leader Nigel Farage to step down and denied claims his officers had given a higher level of protection to pro-migrant protesters. Asked if he would stand down, he said, "No, I am not resigning. The issue is not about my resignation. The issue is about an effective police operation that keeps the communities of Epping safe." The Bell Hotel has been the center of a string of violent demonstrations after Ethiopian asylum seeker Hadush Gebrselassie Kabatu, 38, was charged with sexually assaulting a 14-year-old girl 8 days after arriving in the UK. Essex Police had initially denied it had brought stand-up to racism activists to the hotel on July 17 before ugly clashes broke out with anti-migrant protesters. But after being shown footage of officers leading the group from a station to the hotel, the force admitted it had provided a foot cordon. In a video posted on X, Mr. Farage called for Chief Constable Harrington and the Police and Crime Commissioner for Essex Roger Hurst to resign. The Reform leader said footage showed pro-migrant protesters being bussed in police vans to the demonstration, but police said this was categorically untrue. Mr. Harrington has rejected claims his officers had given a higher level of protection to pro-migrant protesters. He said, "The only protection that officers are doing is to those lawful and law-abiding people. We are not being partial in any way, shape or form." A force spokesman added, officers did provide a foot cordon around protesters on their way to the protest, where they and others were allowed to exercise their right to protest. Later, some people who were clearly at risk of being hurt were also escorted by vehicle away from the area for their safety. To reiterate, we categorically did not drive any counter-protesters to the site on any occasion. Asked about comments made by the likes of Mr. Farage and others who have been accused of stoking demonstrations, he said it was not the police's job to clamp down on elected politicians. "All I'm asking is people are responsible for what they say and consider the real-world consequences," he added. Source: dailymail.co.uk. Please like, share and subscribe. Thank you for watching.